It's day 332 of Zohar Pshat. Very difficult Zohar today. The Sulam takes it very much esoterically and basically completely abstracted from reality. Not Pashut Pshat Psukim at all. I'm going to try and do it as if it's Pashut Pshat Psukim and learn it more literally than he does. So we're on Lamed Zayin Amud Aleph. And we're on where it says Hema Gibborim, which is in the narrow lines on the page, the fourth from last narrow line. And from the bottom of the page, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 lines of Darim. Hema Gibborim. So they were the mighty ones. Shitin hava ba'ara kuchush b'neila. There's 60. There were 60 down here below, as there were 60 on high. But 60 on high. Ksiv hasam ba'ara ksiv hacha hema gibor shami olam. Says here they are the Gibborim Shami Olam, and that says the Chumash. Because of Hasim says the Shir Shirim, Shishim Gibborim Savila, the 60 Gibborim surrounding Mitas of Shloima. And we know that 60 refers to the 6 sides of a cube, and there is 60 of Gibborim on high, which evidently represents, without getting who they possibly might be, the shleimus of whatever's inside here. Mitas shleima is obviously represents some sort of connection to shleimus, and that connection to shleimus is represented by the 60 Gibborim, the 60 warriors around it. But zelu mazel salokim, there are also 60 warriors. There's a shleimus of Tuma as well, down here below, and those are the Gibborim asher ba'aretz. There are actually 60 of them. I don't know. But the point is, they were a unit, and they were a unit which controlled the world with their own negative energy, which obviously eventually led to the Dor HaMabul. And Rabbi Yosef Mer Hema Gibborim Asher Me'olam Mamish. It says Asher Me'olam Anshei Shem. So it says they're from this world. They're not from the world above. They're from this world. Me'olam Daika. So they're from this world. In other words, it could be they originated with Azah and Azal coming down to this world, but at this point, Hema Gibborim means that they were those who are manipulating this world for their own purposes, and according to the tomb which they wanted to accomplish. Anshei Shem. So my shame. What is a shame? Anshei Shem normally what seems to be a good thing, right? People with a name of even of Hashem, right? No, my shame. Doi olam. This shame is this world. And the shame which they made was the name of this world, meaning that they were focused on whatever they could accomplish in this world. And perhaps they even used shameless of Hashem for this purpose. Right? We know that it says by Avraham Avinu, we gave the Pnei Pilag Shimatanos. And Chazal say Shem Shel Tumah Masalahem. Reb Tzadok, in a very important, Reb Tzadok says he thinks that the Gersa should be Shem Bit Tumah. In other words, Chazal Avraham Avinu would not be Machshel them. He not give them shameless of Tumah, but he gave them names they could use in Tumah. They could use in Eretz Amim, where he sent them adrift. But here too, it would mean that they used the shemos. They had access to connection to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but they used it for a negative way. So and that was doi olam for this world's purposes. Anshei Shem daika. Here it says Anshei Hashem and ksiv hacha Anshei Shem ksiv chasam. It says, happen to have read this past week's parsha, Parshas Emor for Nukvo Shem. Well, actually, that's not where it is. Yeah, Menakvo Shem, when a person uses Shem Hashem in a negative way. Nukvo means literally to pierce the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, but it means to use the Shem Hashem in a negative way, to misuse it, to abuse it. And that's what these Anshei Hashem were. They were Anshei Hashem. They used the Shem of Hashem, but in a negative way. You see what it says, by Ko B'ni Yisrael Yisrael Hashem. So there, you can be Odeas Ribona Machav and Limrabo. What do you mean? It means that we take the relationship with Shakadosh Baruch Hu, which Hashem has with the world, which He has established through the names He uses to relate to this world, and He uses in order to make mischief in this world. Rabbi Chimar Me'olam Mamashavo. Yes, they're from this world, but it goes further. They're taken from the world below. In other words, they're from the Sitra Achra. Like it says, and here there's a parenthesis in small print. Do havu v'guvrin gavra the Sitra Bisha havu. They were here, and they were from the people of the Sitra Bisha. They were very bad people. Havu to receive Anshei Shem. Anshei Shem will receive. It doesn't say Anshei Hashem. They're people of the name, which would be positive. El Anshei Shem, people of name. So then the name here means that they had again. Anshei Shem means they belong to the Shem. Anshei Shem means they use the Shem and use it in a negative way. Gavna dog sieve, and concerning this it says Zohar Shem chasadecha ki me'olam heima. We need the Rachmei Hashem and Chesed Hashem because we have these people come from the Olam. Milam Vade, Milam Tata Natil Kuchabicho. Baruch Hu took these people and they were taken from the world below. And evidently, I don't know. It could be that they're from the 130 years. The Rishon was Molid, Shade and Belilin, and according to Rambam, they were not literally demons and demonesses, but they were actually bad people. So, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave them this governance in the world. Why HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave them this governance in the world, I don't know. Maybe in order to be in Israel, maybe in order to see if they could be brought back to do good, maybe for many good reasons. But in any event, HaKadosh Baruch Hu somehow, according to this, gave them this governance, and therefore we need Rachmei Hashem. V'inu avakad moi lemehavi resicha kadisha Eloi. So apparently we're going back to the Gibborim on high. The Gibborim on high, around the Mita Shlomo. They were the Avon Kadmoi to be the Resicha Kadisha Leila, and evidently they are angelic powers, spiritual powers. And but here also, they are these going also me'olam, before olam. So here it says milam vade notil kuchabichu. Evidently they were taken from these also. He argues what it says previously. They don't come from olam tatoi. They come from olam Eloi, and they're putting them below. Evidently they're putting it for a good purpose. And they went astray. They didn't do what they're supposed to do. They followed the HR. And Rabbi Yitzchak Amar Me'elam Dar Mitzvah Shel Shlema. Me'elam Anshei Shem they're taking Mitzvah Shel Shlema. Shishin Gibborim Savivla. The Taka came from above. So we have a machlekes here. These Gibborim Hashem Anshei Shem, were they low lives to begin with, or were they higher type people, and then or even malachim, and brought down here below? In any event, at the end was no good, regardless. Rabbi Achamar Kulu B'nei Elokim Mikun. They're all called B'nei Elokim, and evidently he means it also on who come from on high. Okay, Toch Chazi, it says Kulu Netiyon Hava Stimin Rishimin Dekikin. So they were all. I'm not sure we should do this now. I should leave it for a different time because it's getting. Well, in any event, I guess we can do it. They were all some very high, fine place. And then Kosh Baruch Hu put them in a different place. Kaimu, and that's where they stayed. I guess in a negative way. Okay, like I said, a very cryptic Zohar today, but the bottom line is where it seems to have machlekes, whether these people, the Gibborim Anshei Shem came from above or came from below, and how they certainly misused the Shem, and they represented this governance Kosh Baruch Hu gave to potential evil in the world, and eventually they were supposed to overcome it, we were supposed to overcome it, but it was not overcome, and that led to the Dor HaMabul.